So hear me out. The landlords are asking for 3 times the rent, but the jobs are not paying so that you can afford 3 times the rent. But the landlords are still going to ask that. You're still going to ask that when the average job is not even paying a livable wage. I'm trying to figure out where is the part where this starts making sense. And I don't give a fuck about the market price of a motherfucking property. Y'all asking for 3 times the rent does not make sense because the average job is not paying their workers 3 times the rent. I'm not talking about the corporate girlies. I'm not talking about the people who are doctors who are in the medical. No. I'm talking about the average job. You work at Ross. You work at Home Depot. You're a waitress. You're a warehouse associate. I'm talking about those people. That is an average person. Why are we asking for 3 times the rent when the jobs don't pay 3 times the rent? This shit is not making sense. Why is this shit not capped out? Nobody should be struggling to find affordable rent and they have to just settle for, living in the hood, somewhere where they shooting up, where they doing drugs and they killing people. Like, what do y'all think? Because I think it's ridiculous, honestly.
And I'm going to agree with this lady. I think that they do that so they can keep certain people out of certain neighborhoods. When you are moving into someone's house, they have to cover their self at the end of the day, which meaning you pay, if you make 3 times the rent, then you can't afford it. It's no different from FHA. And my advice to those people that's average, that she said working at the warehouse and stuff like that, I think that should motivate people to want to do better and to want to get out the hood or want to make the money so they can pay 3 times the rent. Because if you got food and all this other stuff, let alone kids, then it's pretty hard to keep up with a rent that's $2,000 and you making fucking 18, $16 an hour. Like, that's pretty tough. It's certain things that maths, and it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Just like with the FHA and trying to buy a house, you can literally afford a $2,000 month rent payment, but can't afford or get approved for a $2,000 mortgage payment. How that works is crazy because I guess it's a difference within the two. But stay tuned. Let's go. We're gonna go to the next video, y'all. Let's go.
These now show that apartment complexes and realtors and all the people in the real estate industry are mad because people are scheming and scamming just so they can have a place to live. And let me just say this. If y'all didn't require folks to make 3 times the rent, put up 5 months of rent in advance, and to have a 9,000 credit score, maybe you wouldn't have to worry about that. I used to think that people would just like crash out and be upset and really just complain about things, you know what I'm saying, just for no reason. But that really is crazy when you think about it. Having to make 3 times the rent, not to mention, I know for a fact, people in the leasing office don't make 3 times the rent. They probably don't even make 2 times the rent, but I guarantee you they rent getting paid. How can you be so upset that y'all keep denying people who don't make 3 times the rent, but in the same boat are literally barely surviving because y'all have so many vacant apartments because you won't lease to anybody? It's backwards.
Jobs are not paying.
Now the scamming part, I did forget about that. People do be doing the CPNs and stuff like that, and I never could really understand why do people do the CPN stuff. I never did it myself, but I kind of do when you put it in that perspective. It's like y'all make it real hard for someone to even live without lying because we are stuck in poverty, and it's like, yeah, we need some type of help too, man. Everybody didn't get the silver spoon or have the proper structure as far as growing up. I work with people who young, man, 25, and they pass me up in life, and I'm 31. It's like that comes from a good structured home. That comes from having those uncomfortable conversations about credit, money, stuff like that. In the black community, man, it be tough. It's like we finally catch on at the age of 31. Like, damn, it is a better world or whatnot. But making 3 times the rent, can be hard, but it's possible if you really want to get out the hood and really try and make some of yourself, you know. Well, let's go. It's one more video, y'all. Stay tuned. See you soon. Let's see what they talking about.
3 times the rent. So why is that required for me to get this apartment? I don't need 3 times the rent to pay y'all. For real. I'd rather you ask me like my pay history. Ask me about my bank account. Like y'all gonna ask for access to the bank account anyways. Why don't y'all just look at my spending habits? Now, if my spending habits look like I can't afford this place, then all right. But if you see I'm paying my bills every month on time, man, give me the keys to my shit. And don't get me wrong, I do understand they have to have some rules and regulations in place so that people not just coming in and out of their shit, tearing up their shit. Okay. But y'all have to understand 3 times the rent. Imagine if rent is $2,000, right? That's meaning you have to make $6,000 for that apartment. That means you need to be making $72,000 after taxes to be able to afford that apartment when these jobs are not paying nowhere near that amount of money. And let's not even get into the different states with their different taxes. You got income tax, car sales tax, you got land taxes. Baby, you don't know what you paying if I'm being honest.
And like I say, man, I definitely agree with this young lady. It's tough, but we all got to find a way. We got to get to this habit of just wanting to excel. Right now, I'm trying to excel, man. I've recently got into the construction industry, and when you start working next to people like that, you like, damn, I've been wasting my time, man. People making 150, 150,000 a year, and then 200, and it's like, what? Like, what am I doing with myself? And when you get a chance to be around those people, then you will see life different. Those people don't worry about making 3 times the rent. You know what I'm saying? And we all got the same 24, so that's why I always get in my mind like, damn, we all got the same 24. What do I need to do to make myself better? What do I need to do to make myself more, accessible and better for the job market? Because this job market different, but it's people out here that's really getting it, man. You got to gain those soft skills and get you some type of skill, get you a cow, I always call it, and milk it in different ways. If you like cars, then maybe you can go that route. If you like construction, whatever, corporate girlies, or however you want to play it, man, it's a wheel if it's a way. And who are they making these apartments for? When you see y'all tripping over 3 times the rent, man, go and see some of these apartments where they want $5,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? And there's somebody out there that's really paying that. It's billions of people and it's real. And we all got the same 24. With that being said, what's up, hustler? If you made it this far, make sure you subscribe, like, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all, man. If you made it this far in the video, let's go.